5 stages of grief are never easy when losing a loved one, and last season, I lost someone very important to me, my trail bike. I've had my Fuji reveal for going on 5 years now, and she has been an excellent bike, especially for the low price I paid for her. Over the years, I've upgraded and replaced every single part on this bike except for the frame, suspension, and wheels. I love this bike as I learned how to push my skills and ride scary lines on it. And unfortunately, last season I damaged some of the integral parts quite badly, and finding replacement parts for a lower end bike is quite difficult, especially if it's an older one. The bike still works though. It works so well that I still let my friends that don't really mountain bike very much ride it, as they won't really notice the difference. But for me, I noticed that it handled poorly on jumps now, and I just did not trust it to handle gnarly sections. So an upgrade was in order. Now for any of you that have tried to purchase a bike during the labor and part shortage caused by the pandemic, you know how scarce bike supply is. It was a literal miracle that I found this bike, and I honestly think it was the last one in the country in my size at the time I bought it of this particular bike model. It was located in the fabled Rocky Top land sung about by Darius Rucker, Johnson City, Tennessee. So my then girlfriend, now fiance, and I motored up there now on an adventure, and it was honestly an absolute blast. Johnson City is lovely and apparently has some incredible trails around it, which I have been meaning to go try out but haven't yet for some reason. I had reserved it online and scheduled a pickup time, so when we arrived they had my bike on the stand, putting the finishing touches on it for a test ride. The test ride confirmed I wanted this bike 100%. It handled way better than my other bike, and I realized that I would have to grow into this bike, not size-wise but skill-wise. After testing it out, I finalized my purchase and we drove home. Later on, I took this bike to a local pump track and a cross-country course to try it out and begin to get acquainted with it. The bike I purchased is the 2021 Trek Slash 7. It is the lowest grade version of the Slash, but it is red, which I think makes it much better than the higher end ones.
Alright, so yeah, I got myself a new bike. After crashing my other one, it was kind of a nightmare to find a wheel, and I just thought it was probably time to get a new bike anyway. So I've been wanting an enduro bike as long as I can remember, since I started riding. So far, I've only ridden it twice. Love the bike. There are a couple things that I wish it had different, like it's got the SRAM NX shifter. I really wish it had the GX on it. The forks are a little lower end, or the suspension is on the lower end, again, that's very subjective in this category. But besides that, I really, really like this bike. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just too much bike for me to handle, honestly, at the moment, which is exciting because I'm really excited to grow into it. It's got all the other parts on it are, Bontrager parts, which is Trek's in-house brand. So loving it so far. You'll be seeing this bike as my main bike in the videos to come. It's 29er. It's got freaking 2.6 tires on the front, which is incredibly wide. It's got 2.4 in the back, 2.6 in the front. So it's the interesting mix match. I was looking at a mullet style bike, which it's not what this is, but I guess width-wise it would be a mullet bike, which if you guys know anything about motocross, that's kind of how they do their bikes. Like their bikes is wider in the front. Also, another thing about it, it has 820 millimeter handlebars. I thought about cutting them down, but I think I'm going to keep them because I like wide handlebars. So let's see what happens.
Now, this video and event happened last season, like I said, so I have since gotten used to riding this bike, and I cannot get over how great it is. I've always wanted an enduro bike, and it is everything I hoped it would be. I've put at least 50 riding hours on it since the end of last season, and I've finally grown into it. I cannot wait to show how much I've improved in the coming videos. But for now, I'll just say that I love my new bike, and for the foreseeable future, I have an excellent and dependable riding companion. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see more content like this, as well as like or dislike depending on your subjective opinion on the video. Be sure to leave a comment mocking me for my lack of uploading consistency, as the negative reinforcement might help me upload more frequently. In any case, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.